Hello, my lovelies. Oh, I'm a little late to the party, aren't I? I'm very late to my own party. Now, let me see if I can make sure that everything's working. Let's have a look. Oh, hello, everybody. Right, quick check. Sound check, people. Can everybody hear me? Let's just make sure that the tech is working. We do love a bit of tech. Good evening. Loud and clear. Wonderful. Hi, Monica in Houston. Welcome to the stream. Sound good? Yes, yes. Sure can. Sounds good on my end. Wonderful. I do like it when you can all hear me. That's always really, really helpful. Leanne says, you look too cute today. Well, it is officially the last live stream before Christmas, right? So I thought I'd best get down and get festive and get on my merry way. I thought I'd just... And I've got my Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comic, Cupid, Donna and Blitzen on. Hi Teresa, I'm about to start working on my mum's Christmas present, Cardinal Joy mini banner by Dimensions. It's over halfway done. Yay! We do like it when stuff's actually getting done. Unlike in my world. My world, nothing is getting done. Jingle those bells, lady. Yes. Can you hear them? Yeah, so I'm just going to sit here and waggle my head around. I better not do that because I might hurt myself. I'm a delicate little flower these days, apparently. Merry Christmas, yes. So for those that don't celebrate Christmas, happy holidays. Hope you're just going to get to chill, kick back, relax and do all the things. But I do celebrate Christmas, so hence the festivities this evening. Mag Multi, I seem to be behind everyone else. Why are you so behind, my love? What's happening in your world? It can't be any worse than mine, trust me. I had so many plans of things that I was going to get done this weekend, and I've done a big fat zero. The only thing I managed to do was upload a video, of which was supposed to have gone up yesterday and didn't actually go up until today. Multi-refresh the live. Oh, so she's behind on the chat. Right, quick question, people. So I've tried to play a little bit with the chat box. There. I have to remember I'm backwards. So many people say that they love to see the chat on the screen. But it always worries me because you know when we're on these streams, that chat box just goes, it stays stationary for ages, and then it just does this weird whiz thing, doesn't it? Where like loads and loads of stuff comes in and no one can actually read any of that, including myself. So I've been tweaking this week in the hope that by taking the chat box out of my YouTube and putting it into my Streamlabs and mirroring that rather than actually having the chat box in Streamlabs, which was what you was seeing, I'm hoping we might have rectified it. You kept me company while coughing my little head off. Oh, my love, have you got the lurgy? I do hope not. I like seeing the chat on the screen so I know what you might be responding to. Okay. Mad Multi, good. You've caught up. You're with us, my love. Lana says, I like seeing the chat on the screen so I know what you might be responding to. There wasn't just one. There was quite a few people that actually commented on it. Oh, Charlotte, the kids have given you a chest infection. Oh, you've got to love them babies, right? You've got to love them babies. Right, quick check on the music. Someone's mentioned that the music's a little too loud. Is it that the music's too loud, or is it that I'm just too far away from the microphone again? What's the preference here? I know that some people say just get rid of the music, but a lot of other people say, no, we actually like the music. So I'm trying to make it so that we find like a... Yeah, let me move my microphone. How's that? Should I turn the volume up? Let me turn the gain up on the microphone. That might help. Okay. Hopefully I'm not going to bash you about. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what we think about that. Music too loud for me. For me, the music is too loud. Okay, so the music's too loud. Damn it. Damn music. What about if I do... Does that make any difference to your music? Music is fine to me, but then my ears are bunged up from the rotten cold I've got. Okay. See, I don't know a way to turn... There must be a way to turn this down, right? No, I don't do that. Don't want to do that, do I? I mean, the music's on 1. No music at the moment. Hold on, let me... Can't hear music and would rather hear you. Oh, is the music gone? Well, maybe that was all I needed to do. No, it's very quiet now. Okay. Sounds like the music's turned off. Can't hear the music. Music is fine now. Okay, right. If it just all of a sudden just goes crazy again and comes back at like 100 decibels, then let me know and I will turn it off, because I'm trying to find a way. I used to have a different microphone which allowed for me to be able to control everything separately, but it used to get on my nerves because it was on one of them big boom arms and it was always in the way of everything and I hated it. So I've got a desk one now, but the problem with the desk one is it doesn't go into a special thing that allows for me to adjust all the volumes. So it's like, what do you prefer, this or this? So at the moment I'm going with this. If this doesn't work, then I'm going to have to get another microphone, because I like to have a little music in the background just so that I can hear it. I watch with headphones and it is there but quiet. It was a little crazy at first. Okay, so maybe it was just the music I was listening to. Music is fine now. Perfect. Wonderful. So, my lovelies, all 244 of you, what the devil have you been up to? What have we been doing? Come on. I want to hear somebody else's sagas before I tell you all of my sagas, because you know there's always a Teresa saga, right? That's just like a given now. It's official. Let me get my drink. So come on, what has everyone been doing? Have we been stitching? Have we been shopping? Have we been doing our chores? What have we been doing? Stitching Mirror Fairies, Honey Bunny Stitchery. That sounds cool. Making cakes and cookies here. Oh, see, I've got to do that. That's my Christmas Eve job. We've got some stitching. Want to stitch this weekend and had a Christmas ball for my dance school, but got COVID instead. Oh, Marlene, I'm so sorry to hear you've got COVID, my lovely. I hope it's not affecting you too badly. Luna, I've spent the last few days stitching in bed under my heated blanket. Yes, it has been somewhat fresh here, right? We've had some shopping and some wrapping, working and making the money to shop with. Well, gotta love that. Wrapping presents whilst the dog kept lying in the way. Charlotte, yes, you did send me a picture, didn't you? Working and stitching, never enough time for both. There isn't. The Irish stitcher, sick as a dog, lying about all weekend. Oh no, there's so many people that are sick at the moment. It's almost like the lurgy is just... I think we all walked around with face masks on too much. Now we've got nothing. Okay, Mad Morty filmed my first stitch with me tonight. Oh, look forward to seeing that, babe. Stitching, shopping online, going and seeing all the lights. Jeep Girl Stitches. That sounds like fun. Stitching, shopping, shoveling snow. Don't even get me started on the snow, please. Do you know what? It rained today. It's raining today, and even though it's rained, the snow still didn't go away. I was like, come on, just leave now. We're done. Not much stitching due to having a house full of COVID, and my daughter had strep. All on the mend now. Good to hear, Kelly. Yeah, I had that strep. That's nasty. That's nasty. So we've got a bit of stitching. In fact, there's quite a lot of you that have managed to get some stitching done. You're obviously better than I am, because I've not managed to do any of that stuff. I've literally put maybe 15 stitches in a project today when I eventually sat down after I'd finished faffing about. Resting and stitching, pregnancy takes so much energy from me. Oh yes, I remember the days well. Get that rest. You're going to need it. Dawn's been quilting my grandma gift lap quilt. Kid is sick, working on resin project, no stitching. Hey Susie, my lovely. Wrapping presents, but had to stop as I ran out of paper. Do you know what? I thought I had so much wrapping paper. I was sure I had loads of wrapping paper. And hubby came down like with this big sack of paper, which I thought was Christmas wrapping paper. And do you know what? Three quarters of this big sack is actually birthday paper. And then when I managed to get some of the Christmas paper out, and I went like that to unravel it, and it was like this wide. That was it. And I was just like, really? I'm so disorganized this year. I feel like I am like, yeah, so disorganized. Pamela, darling, I have to ask this question. Why are you chasing a mouse in your bedroom? Is the mouse your mouse, or is it a mouse? Just a little worried there that you got some random field mice, nesting in your house. Silver stitches, what are the symptoms of strep throat? So strep throat, you get like white stuff at the back of your throat. You also get like white pussy spots on your tonsils. You can't swallow. It's hard to eat. It's hard to drink. But you don't get sick. So like, when you get sort of like tonsillitis, with tonsillitis, you actually feel dreadful. You feel really ill. You got a snotty nose, you feel like you've got flu. Basically take that portion out. Although when you've got strep throat, you can still feel unwell, but not sick. So you're not like snotting, and yeah, there's no other symptoms other than the fact that your throat is just really, really painful. And then when you open your mouth and you look, it's just all white stuff at the back. It's really unpleasant. I'm glad I'm not the only one who's run out, because I had to, and now I can't wrap the rest. Yeah, I maybe wrapped 7 presents today, and then, yeah, gave up. Hi Teresa, I'm not buying gifts this year, but I am making vouchers for my family so they can request a handmade garment from me next year. That's a very good idea. Pamela says a mouse. Yes, I know a mouse, my love. But is it your mouse? Is it like a pet mouse? Or is it a Or is it a not pet mouse, just a mouse? Twice in one day, I listened to your Flosstube earlier. Do you know what? You know when you do sort of, well, for those of you that are Flosstubers, you'll understand what I'm about to say. So when we do our Flosstube videos, and you think you've got it all sussed out, and you think you've planned it, you know exactly what you're going to say, you know exactly what you're doing. I always feel that when I get to the end of it, and I've recorded it, half of the things that I said I was going to say, I don't say. Half of the things that I hadn't thought about even saying, I end up saying. And I always feel like I've rushed it. I know. Given that my videos are always like an hour long, and I still feel like I've rushed the video. So I've sort of said to myself that I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to stop with the whole rushing stuff. But the other thing I think is because I sort of only do really a monthly update once a month, there's always so much to go in it. So I think I might have to break it down and do, I don't know. When I've got lots of stitching done, I might have to do a half monthly update. Just so that I don't feel like I need to rush, because they take so long to record, then so long to edit down, and then so long to upload and do the thumbnail and yada yada, that I recorded that video, I think, on Friday or Saturday. I think it was Saturday morning. And basically, the whole of Saturday was wiped out with editing and trying to get it uploaded. As well as, take the dogs for a walk. And, yeah. It just, I don't know. When it was like, my videos used to be so easy to put together, so easy to make. And I absolutely loved it, because it was like, I had my lists of everything. Everything was all sort of laid out, ready. And I don't know, I've just turned into like a disorganized mess. And I think because I'm so disorganized, the video comes across quite disorganized, because I'm sort of like, I'm all up in the air. So yeah, normally I'm very regimental about how I do them. And it seems to have gone right out the window these days. Marlene. My eyes don't allow me to stitch on small counts at the moment. So doing a mill heel kit. Lovely. Pamela says, starting a new project and looking at you stash. Yeah, let's not get into that. Hi Jane, welcome to the stream from Denmark. Hello in Germany, welcome to the stream. I watched your Flosstube earlier too. It did not seem rushed. Well, I'm pleased it didn't come across rushed, because at the moment, every time I do a video, I feel like it's a rush. I feel like I've rushed through it. And like I say, most of the things that I think, oh, I didn't show them this, or I didn't show them that. So like one of the things when I was showing sort of the bits and pieces that Susie on the stream, Susie sent me, she sent me those big rings, and she sent me my little needle threader. But she also made me a really, really lovely project bag. But because the project bag was being used for something that I've been going into London with on the train, I completely forgot to pull it out. And then after I'd filmed the video, I'd rendered it, I uploaded it, and I was sitting there just watching clips back just to make sure it was okay. And then it dawned on me, and I was like, oh no, I didn't put the... Yeah. So Susie, I'm sorry. I do love the project bag. It's over there with the project in it. But at the time, I completely forgot. So, yeah. I'm disorganized. I'm organised chaos person. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with me recently. Right, so talking about being disorganised chaos, I was like 7 minutes late for my own stream today. And I'm still not organised enough to actually start stitching. So let me just quickly bring up my chart. She says, what are we stitching on? That's what we were stitching on. Where is it? Oh no. Oh no. People, someone needs to shoot me. Someone needs to just shoot me and put me down now. Would you believe it that I've come in here with my iPad all fully charged, because I'm like, must have my iPad at the ready to do this particular bit of stitching, because today I decided I was going to stitch On the Wall Shop by Lucy Pittaway, because it looks to be an easier one to stitch. And It's on Pattern Keeper, isn't it? Which is on my Android, which is in the living room. It's going well, don't you think? Isn't this going really well? So someone says, congratulations to Argentina. Yes, if you watch the football, you'll know that France went out and Argentina won the World Cup. So congratulations, Argentina, and commiserations to the French. Third time watching you today. First your live from last week, then your update, and now you. Maybe that's why I'm sort of all over the place. Right, okay, I'm just going to put the Be Right back on and go and get the Android and hopefully a charger and come back so that I can actually do some stitching and you can see what we're doing. So can I leave you all to sort of chat amongst yourselves? Is that okay? Charlotte, do you want to come up with, you know, a crazy topic of conversation for the chat just while I quickly go and find the right equipment to do the job? Are we all alright with that? No, just to prove your point about disorganized chaos. Yes. Okay, right. I'll be right back. Literally, be right back. Okay, we're back again. Oh, people. You know when you get the feeling that this is just not going to be a particularly good stream today because it's all going wrong. But it's okay because it's only you. So that's fine. It doesn't matter if it all goes wrong because it's the last one before Christmas and I am not stressing. I am not sweating it at all. Although I sit there and say that, but there's no charge in the Android, so I don't know how I'm going to do any stitching. We might have to sit here and wait. Do you want to see how far I've got with it? You'll be so impressed with how far I've got. Right, is the music too loud? I see a furry little towel. Yes, the girls. Hold on, the girls are trying to escape again now. You want to go out now? Wow. Yeah, it's going to be one of them nights, people. Take a big deep breath. You're doing fine. I'm doing fine. I haven't done any stitching. As long as you're stitching, as long as you're doing something worthwhile and meaningful, then my work here is done. No music is fine. Okay. All right. I'm going to... Let me... I don't think there's any music on, is there? I can't tell. There we go. That should be fine. Okay. Right. Let me show you what I was going to stitch on. Because, yeah. This was what I was going to be stitching on, she says. Look at that. Look. There's a whole lot of one colour. It's not. It is actually more than just one colour. It just doesn't look like it. I've got my Baileys at the ready. Yep, hubby said that he's going to bring my Baileys in for me shortly. Well, say shortly. I said to him, don't bring it in. Because did you notice that last week he must have brought the Baileys in at like 8 o'clock or something stupid. And I was just like, damn, there's no good bringing Baileys into me at 8 o'clock. I said, not if I'm going to make any sense whatsoever. Right, why is this not working? It really isn't working. It said 2%. Hey Isabel, my lovely. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? I know that you're up against things with moving and the likes. There is music, but it's very subtle. Good. As long as it stays that way. Don't let it sort of blast your ears out and don't say anything because you're all too polite and lovely people. Was going to say you don't usually do much stitching anyway, so don't fret. Did she really? Did you know what? I'm quite impressive how much stitching I've been doing on these lives. Usually I'd get 2 stitches and then stop. At least now that I get at least 20 stitches, right? I'm having a cup of tea. Bought so much stuff for Christmas, even though I'm in uni and holding my fabric with clothes pegs because it was the cheapest option. Oh, love you. Oh, we had Bailey's over Yule log for afternoon tea. Oh, that sounds yummy, doesn't it? That sounds very yummy. So, with so little amount of stitching happening. See, this is why I actually like coming on these lives, because my weekends tend to be getting away from me at the moment. And every single time I try and sit down to do any stitching, I just don't get to it. Whereas when I sit here and I do this, we sit and stitch and chat. I mean, I know I don't do as much stitching as you do, but I do stitch. I do the stitching, I do the chatting, and I do actually feel like I've had a spot of stitching on the weekends. Back in the day when I didn't have the girls and it was just me and Fudge, you know, I could sit and stitch all day because Fudge would just lay there with me, you know, not a care in the world. Wasn't interested in getting up and charging around like a loon. But these two, complete and utter loons. Complete loons. How are your fur babies after the glass incident? Oh, don't even. Oh, we'll talk about panic. I might get them in the car. Get them to the vets, quick. Because there was bits of glass we couldn't find. So when you try and sort of piece something back together to see whether it makes up the whole sort of like glass shroud around the candle, and there was like this big chunk missing, and I'm like, well, it's not here. And we looked everywhere, and I'm like, well, it's not here, which means the only thing they could have done was crunched it up and ate it. But cuss, you've got 2 little poochies. It's like that could do a whole serious lot of damage. But the vets assured us, they checked them over, and they said the only thing you can do at this, because glass is really hard to find on a scan, so they said your best solution here in this instance is to take them home, feed them a huge amount of rice and potatoes to bulk them out, and hope that everything passes naturally. But because you feed them so much and lots of like potato and rice, it bulks everything out. So if there is any glass, it should be somewhere in the middle and it all sort of pass through without it cutting them or doing any damage to them. But yeah, we had a sort of 24-48 hour like watch that we was doing on them, because they said if one of them was to start bleeding internally, we would know pretty soon, because they would get really sick really quick. I was like, oh great. Lovely, thanks for that. So yeah, that was a bit scary, but yeah, I mean, if I wasn't so frightened about what potentially might happen to them, I would have wrung their little necks. In all fairness, so it's probably a good thing that it was serious rather than not so serious, because they keep just destroying everything. Oh, Baileys and chocolate, delicious. I love Baileys. Yes, so Baileys will be turning up at 8:30. I've told Darren no earlier than late at 8:30. I said, because otherwise I don't do any stitching. I said, and to be honest, I get more and more cozy whilst I'm sitting here chatting, and nothing actually gets done. So right, I'm trying to get this silly thing to turn on, and it's not. Right, let's see what it does. Talking about going out and watching your video for earlier today, if you haven't heard about shoes from Iceberg, you should check them out. It's a game changer when it comes to walking on ice. Oh, do you know what? It's funny you should say that. So Ellie Welly Stitcher contacted me because she's got two big Akitas. And because of the snow, she said that she's got these special ice things. They're like things that go over the top of top of your shoes. She said, and she puts those on and stops her sliding around. And I was like, why did no one tell me this earlier? But then you wouldn't have known that, because I didn't know, did I? I didn't know. Sylvia says, Teresa, love your antlers. Yes, I'm in the festive season. I'm doing my festivities. If I could get away with walking around with these on all the time, I would. I've got various different ones. So I've got my little antlers, these ones with the bells. I've got little box, what do you call them? Box presents. I've got a little bow. Yeah. Nothing quite like a bit of headwear. Have you got a picture of what you're sourcing? Oh, hello. I think it might have just woke up. Did you hear that go ping? Did you hear that? Let's see. Let's see if we're up and running. I'm not sure for how long though, because we're on 3%. Just thinking of your live. Just think of your lives as high confetti areas, not going anywhere fast, but progress. I like that. It's the one time when you wish your dogs could talk. Totally. I'm so jealous I didn't do a stitch on my live yesterday. Hey Karen, my lovely. How you doing, sweetheart? I missed your live yesterday. I'm so sorry. Life's getting away from me. I don't like it. I need my life to go back to how it was, where it was just all, you know, all just swimming along tickety-boo. That's what I need. It's not doing that at the moment. Considering the majority of them have male names, I find that rather ironic. Oh, I think I've missed some of that conversation. My cat is demanding cuddles, so no stitching going on right now. That makes me feel better. Linda says, I watched your video, Teresa. I loved your video. Oh, my lovely. Thank you so much. I feel like it's just a rambling, rushed mess. And I think that was why I was like, oh, I don't really want to put this up, because it's, yeah. And I'm hating this feeling like I'm rushing all the time. And that it's not just like, hi, everyone. Not that it would go that slow, obviously. It's not, how is everyone? But I just feel that I end up rushing so much that I forget most of the things that I want to say. I don't say most of the things that I should say. I mean, I wanted to say Merry Christmas to everyone and Happy New Year or Happy Holidays. I should really say that to keep it politically correct for those that don't celebrate Christmas. But the plan was that I was going to say Happy Holidays, blah, blah, blah. And I completely forgot, because it completely didn't dawn on me that there wasn't going to be another update video or end of year whip parade or any of that until after. Christmas Day. And I was just like, really? I was like, yeah, you didn't think that through, did you? So much for your, I'm so planned and so well organised. Not. We're definitely not. Right, okay. Let's see if this is going to let me do any stitching now that I've actually got it up and running. So let's have a little look. It is. Okay, we better load a needle and do a bit of stitching. Now, this might be a bit more tricky than normal because it's a full coverage. And normally I'm working on my Winter White Santa, but I felt like Winter White Santa has had more than his fair share of love, because it seems to be he was the only one that has had any love off me just recently, because he even went on the train backwards and forwards to London. So given that that was the state of play, I felt that it was only right and fair that I give something else some of my time. Oh, Teresa, love how you say you are stitching, laugh out loud. You do what you can and we're all having fun, enabling and all. Well, do you know what? I've been totally enabled. I was watching, do you know what? My ability to do anything currently has been so lacking that my only stitchy, because I'm craving to stitch but just not finding the time. And by the time I do find the time, I'm too tired. I've resorted to watching other people and their stitching to give me my fix. Maybe that's what you all do. But that's what I've started relying on. So I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning and I was watching, no it wasn't, it was last night actually. So last night I was watching Flosstube, and do you think for the life of me I can remember what her name was? She hasn't got very many subscribers at all. Hold on. Since as I've got the iPad in here, we can do this. Hold on. Let's go to my history. YouTube. Okay, so her name is Love to Boogie, Love to Stitch Flosstube. I think she's got about 292 subscribers. And yes, she knows us. So she's joining the Sal. She's joining the Teresa Made Me Do It Sal. And she's put a video up because she's recently had some sort of surgery. I need to go back and watch the rest of her videos. There's not that many yet. I think she's fairly new to Flosstube. And she's done like a... I need to look at it again. Hold on. She's done like a plans video. That was it. That's what she's doing. So she's doing, it's called Flosstube 2023 Plans Part 1. I'm waiting to see what happens with the Part 2. But she was saying about what her plans were. And you know when it's like, here I go. I'm going down the rabbit hole. I feel it coming. And I was like, that's such a great idea. Oh, I never even thought about that. I like that idea. So yeah, so now I'm sort of rethinking what my plans for 2023 are going to be, because she had so many great ideas and she has so many really lovely charts. And I'm like, oh, I quite like that one. Or, oh, I hadn't really thought about that designer. So yeah, you know where this is going to go, right? It's just going to go, it's going to go badly. Just saying. But if you haven't gone and checked her out, and looked at her, I think you should. I think she's worth a watch. Teresa sent you a photo. Home for Christmas. Oh no, is someone enabling me? Let me go on my phone for this then. Hold up. It started, people. We have started. Oh God, no! Don't bounce around. Okay, let's have a little look. What are you sending me? Home for Christmas by Little Dove Designs. Oh, look at that. How pretty is that? See, now that reminds me of my Frosty Forest. I don't know why. It's not. There we go, look. How gorgeous is that? It's very festive. I do like how festive it is. That's lovely. But yeah, so she was doing, so there was like Poutini. There was, oh, is it, what's that woman's name? The one that does the strange designs now. Is it Christine? Come on, people, you know what I mean. Not another rabbit hole, Teresa. Oh, hell yeah. This was like mass rabbit hole. And I've had all these ideas now because she's planted my... Yeah, that's it. So, oops. Love to boogie, love to stitch. Sylvia, have you gone and subscribed? Or are you love to boogie, love to stitch? Because that would be quite funny if she was on the stream. Channel name, love to boogie, _ love... No, is it? Love to stitch. Sylvia, love to boogie, _ love to stitch. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Maria, yes, Christine Manning. So there were some charts on there that I really liked. Sylvia subscribed. That poor lady, she's going to go, oh my God, look at all these subscribers. You've got to go and watch it. She had some really great ideas. Really, really good ideas. And she had some lovely charts. She was talking about the Garon Stitchery 2023 24, I think it was called. So I think the idea is that you stitch, it's a new start. A new start, or you stitch on something by that designer every month or something along that lines. And subscribe to her. Thanks, I'll look her up after this live. You're all crazy. Don't blame me if you end up like I did going, that's a really good idea. I hadn't thought about that. I was just like, oh no. There was me thinking that the only plans I needed to make was how was I going to be, you know, what were my plans going to be for 2023? What were my focus pieces? You know, the typical things that you think of when you think plans. But yeah, I think my plans might be a whole new, well, I think I'm going to have to just rethink the whole 2023 planning video now, because yeah, it's definitely evoked my thoughts of what my plans were for me now to be sitting there thinking, oh, I quite like that idea. So what kind of ideas did she have? So Garon features a designer each month. So yeah, so they're doing something along that, because she said something about 24/8 or something. I'd need to go back and rewatch it. At the time, it made total sense to me. But basically, I think there's her and a few others, and they have a list of designers where they have to stitch certain things. I don't know. It's a bit like, you know, like when we start talking about Whip Go, and then there's Whip Go, and then there's another one. She now has 325 subscribers. She's probably like, wow, what happened? Where did all these people come from? Hello from North Carolina. I'm excited to begin my Megwayan on the 1st. Just have to make my project bag, floss drops and needle minder. Rhonda, my lovely. Look at you. You're way more organised than me. I do have my threads. Yeah, I don't have a project bag for it yet. I certainly haven't loaded up any thread drops yet. I'm a little behind. So, right. So Garon features a designer each month. Yeah, and it's a set list of who the designers are. Well, by the sounds of it, she has something that's similar. But then it was also, so I was thinking about doing, is it stitching in July? Or is it Christmas in July? So I'd already decided, given that I'm sick of making Christmas things for other people and never having any for myself, I thought I would start doing Christmas in July, but everything that I do in Christmas in July will be for me. Not for anyone else. So that's where my train of thought went. I thought that was a much better idea because it's the only way that I know I'm actually going to stitch anything that I might actually get to keep. Then there was also what was it she did? There was so there was this list of different designers where they stitch them every month and they go into this thing. Also, she pulled out her entire stash of fabrics, laid them all out on a table, and then went through what she had, like her stock, her stash, and picked all the things that she really, really liked the look of, and she was gonna pick from her fabrics, which I've got not massive amounts of fabric because I'm not like a full-on hoarder, but I do have quite a few. And I was thinking, do you know what? There are plenty of projects that I've got that I could actually get a wiggle on and start from what I've got. But then I was also thinking that I would really like to join a Fabric of the Month club, but it's deciding which one. Did you create the Teresa Made Me Do It sale page yet? Right, that was what I was going to ask you. Hold on. I might join in the sale with my first Angel of Light by Lavender and Lace in memory of my hubby that I lost 3 months ago on Wednesday. Oh, Jane, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to hear of your loss, sweetheart. Teresa Made Me Do It. That's our answer to her. Marlene, you're too funny. Right, so, okay, question, people. Because we always do all this on the lives and never on my Flosstube, it appears. Do you want a Facebook page for the Teresa Made Me Do It sale? I don't know. I mean, Charlotte Lover, who is the mod on this channel, or one of the mods on this channel, she has agreed that if you want a Facebook page, we can create one, and I can let her run it, because I will not have time to look after a Facebook. I mean, I don't really go on Facebook that much anyway. And most of the stuff that I do is either on here or on Instagram. But I'm mindful that a lot of you might like it. And I know that there's been a few people that have requested it. So I suppose the question really should go to you. Do you want a Facebook page where you can post your pictures, or are you happy with Instagram and just putting the hashtags on? What do we think? Okay, let me try and keep in touch with what's going on here. Teresa Made Me Do It. That's all our answer. Kitty in lavender mist. Wait till live stream is over and we'll all go over to her channel. Wait till she's up to 340. So upset I'm late to the party today. Was getting lunch for the stream. Monica, you are not late to the party, because trust me, I was way later to the party than you was. Subscribed. That's the power of influence you have on us. Teresa Made Me Do It. Tina! Don't make it sound like it's me. Sorry, not sorry. You're right there. I'm never sorry. Love you, Teresa. Have a wonderful Christmas. Have a wonderful Christmas, Jennifer. I'll even jingle my bells for you, especially. Look. Hi from freezing cold student flat, here for a few minutes. Mary, my lovely. Hello, sweetheart. I did get your message. I did ping you. We will have to touch base this week. Let me know when you're home. I need to know what's going on and that everything's fine. Stacey says Teresa has a planner outline. Love it myself, and her Excel spreadsheet is fabulous. Yes, I do. I have a planner on my website, and also an Excel spreadsheet that I work from, which is, yeah, I would be lost without it, I'll be honest. I would love a Facebook page to see what everyone is doing and see the progress. Kerry says, I don't do Facebook. Mad Multi, you have a Discord. I do, but there's a lot of people that don't get on with Discord. So I suppose it really depends on what's the easiest and most obvious for everyone, or whether we should just plaster it all over the place. It's just that then I won't know where to put anything. Yes, on the Facebook page. Sylvia, love to boogie, love to stitch. Flosstube is the channel. Yes to a Facebook page. I think someone did it on Instagram. So I posted on Instagram. I think I've liked the ones on Instagram. Yes, please. Susie says she does both. Yes, a Facebook page would be nice. Facebook will be great. Honey Bunny Stitcher, yes to Facebook, please. Okay. I think the majority are saying, yes, we'd love a Facebook page. Yes, please. Some people may not have Instagram. Instagram is fine. I have it on Instagram, but Facebook is easier to navigate. It will be a group. Give me a few days to set it up. Between the coughing and keeping kids alive, I can get it set up. Charlotte, is it something that it's not like a page, is it? It's not like it's a page that's connected to me. It can just be a group. Is that right? I love a Facebook. Would be great. At least we can comment and share pictures. I agree. I tend to find that Instagram, because I do this and I can just go in and do the follow the hashtag and see all the pictures, but that's fine. We can do either. I'm still deciding between Mirabilia Persephone or Bella Filipina Maiden of... Oh, you're going to make me say it again. Tuba Tahar. No, that's not right. For the Teresa made me do it. So decisions. Why can I not say that word? It's like I've got some sort of dyslexia. It just won't come out no matter how much I try. I told her love to boogie. You sent me. You didn't, did you? Oh no. I have Facebook and Instagram. Okay, so the advantage, I think, of Instagram over Facebook is the ability to enable more people via the hashtag. So create a hashtag for Instagram that can be used and then have a Facebook for those that don't like Instagram. Do you know what? I think that's the fair way to do it, don't you? And for those of you that have got Flosstubes and that upload your videos, then you can hashtag in there. So at the very top of the description box, if you put hashtag and then start typing it, it will come up. I think only people who bought the chart should be admitted. No, well, no, because it's not just about the Magway, and it's basically anyone that's stitching, well, anyone that's joined the sale, I think. I spend far too much time on Discord, but not everyone has it, so I think an Instagram hashtag and a Facebook group would be nice. I prefer Instagram. I don't have Facebook. That's why I'd like to make sure that we've definitely got the hashtag on Instagram, so that for those that don't do Facebook, we can do Instagram. Predominantly, I think most of the time I would be on Instagram, and every now and then I would just go and dabble my toes in the Facebook group, in all fairness. But then I just dabble my toes on Facebook, full stop. So Silver Stitchy says, I'm not doing Magway and Brenda. I'm doing either Mirror Alice or Mirror Princess. So do you mean who has purchased a pattern deliberately for the sale? Silver Stitches, do not worry, my lovely. Anyone that joins the Teresa Made Me Do It sale will have access. And obviously the hashtag is, it's a hashtag. You just hashtag. It doesn't have to be just those that have got the Magwayan chart, because not everyone wanted to do the Magwayan chart. And they've got other charts, and they had stuff in stash, and they had something that just started. So I think it's totally fine. Totally fine. I'm not doing much stitching, am I? I'm spending more time talking again. Okay, where's my... Let me start marking so that I don't go wrong. Think a page, you're more restricted, but a group, so people can album. Oh, Charlotte, me and you will take it offline. You can ping me, Mad Multi, as long as Teresa is okay with me. Happy doing that. Charlotte, you'll need to explain to me what you mean. Sylvia says, I've left her a message telling her she's being shouted out on your live stream. Thank you, because at least that way she'll have some idea of what's going on. Do you have a backup fabric for your fancy lady, just in case your dyeing doesn't go to plan? Stitching cabin. I'm wounded here. That you would think that my dyeing might go wrong. Yeah, about that. No, there is no backup plan. It has to work. It just has to. Yeah, Yes, it has to. It has to work because yeah, there isn't another option. Well, I'm sitting here saying there isn't another option, but there probably is another option somewhere in my stash that I could use, possibly. But then would it be on a fabric that I would really like? Maybe not, because I don't think I've got anything particular that I'm like, oh yeah, that'll work perfectly for that project. Because if I was in that position, then I think I would have used that anyway. So, yeah, no. Where am I? 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Okay. Oh, I have Luna Mystica. I'm undecided between Luna Mystica and Crystal Mermaid Aqua Bella, both by Bella Filipina. I'm doing Raven Queen. They're both so beautiful. I have Facebook and Instagram, both. Are you still going to video your fabric dyeing? Yes, that is the plan. So the plan is, because in all fairness, people, I mean, I know I said on my video, for those of you that have watched it, I did say on my video that, you know, life had got in the way and this and that had got in the way, but actually work has really massively got in the way. So I had so many plans of how things were going to be this week. And then the plan was that I was supposed to have finished on Friday. Now I've got to work Monday, as in tomorrow, because, yeah, it's all gone a bit Pete Tong. And then all of last week, even though there was a train strike, so most of it I worked at home, I basically was online by 7 o'clock in the morning and I was still working most nights at 10 o'clock at night. That's how bad things have been for work. So, yeah. To the point that even my back has been playing up because I've been sat down too much and not actually getting up and moving around. It's really quite bad. I have the Dreamer, Lilith of Labyrinth, Lilith of Labrador, Persephone. I kitted up. How am I supposed to decide? Do you know what, Ema? You might just want to go with the you know, the dip. You know, I can't say it because I'm a child-friendly channel, but we have a little saying over here, and I can't say it on here because it's rude. But it's dip. If I just go dip, you should know what it is. At least I hope you do. I did just make myself look like a right idiot now. Just covering all bases just in case. For the sale, I'm doing lavender and lace Celtic autumn, but I'm changing the colours. Sounds lovely. I love the fake mortification reaction to your comment stitching. Hello, you say you're sorry that you're late. You are not late. We're never late at this. Never late at one of my lives. Never, ever, ever late. In fact, if that's the case, I've been very late today. I had people waiting for me, didn't I? Ladies and gents. I would get it wrong and then all the shops would be closed over the holidays and I wouldn't be able to order anymore. I'm not worried that the fabric dyeing is going to go badly. Now you're starting to make me worry, people. It's like the confidence level that you have in me. And well, if I'm recording it, you'll see how it goes. You'll know at the same time. Well, you won't do because I'm not going to do it live, but you'll get to see what the outcome is. The plan is, she says, the plan is that I will try if I can. Do you know what? I've not got any scissors now. Oh yes, I have my scissors. Hold on. The plan is, I've got to work on Monday now. I've got various appointments throughout the week and obviously prep for Christmas stuff, but there is some time. So I am rather hoping that I will be able to record me dyeing somewhere between Christmas and New Year. So next week is going to be all about getting all my Christmas stuff ready, getting my food, and actually having a bit of time to sit down and, you know, do some housework, then sit down on my butt and do something I want to do rather than what everyone else wants me to do. And then, as soon as Christmas is done, then I will do the dyeing. That's the plan. Because the idea was that I was going to do the dyeing video and hope that everything went according to plan. I have more... I think it will go better than you think it might go. She says, you watch. And I go, look how bad it is. I can't stitch on this. If there's any, like, you know, fabric dyers that are on this stream that are sitting there going, oh, poor Teresa, you know, but by all means, feel free to reach out to me if you think you might be able to whiz one up quickly enough for me. Because, yeah, it could get rather interesting when I'm stitching on something that I absolutely hate. Teresa, you can do it. See, I like that. I like that level of confidence that you have in me. We are blessed that you are willing to get back to the computer today. Karen, I think I spend my life at a computer, so... And it's different. This is different because I'm not working and I'm talking to you. And it's so much... Do you know what? I have so much fun on a Sunday night now. I mean, I think my husband must think that I really dislike him because he's like, oh... He's like, you always seem to be laughing, he said, whenever you go in there. He said, and you go on your lives. I'm like, but there's so much more fun. And there's lots of people to talk to. Dawn says, it will be beautiful, Teresa. She's Bob the Builder's cousin. Of course she can do it. Right, let me get some scissors. Okay. Let me... Oh, my God, yeah. Let's rock over here for the scissors. Are you loving the look? It's fluffy slippers, leggings, and big jumper day today. I have a sale at my LNS starting tomorrow. Perfect to get a new chart for the sale. Oh, how great would that be? You can do it, Teresa. It will turn out beautifully. I'm dyeing a couple of pieces of fabric so it's fun and everything turned out how I wanted it. And I think you did a great job on the fabric you dyed for the Halloween Quaker. Well, this is it. That sort of set the bar of the level of confidence. I mean, of course, it can always deteriorate really quite rapidly. I know, I appreciate that. But I'm rather hopeful that because I have sort of some idea of what I think I want, that it's all just going to go swimmingly. She says, famous last words, right? For the sale going to start... Maiden of the Pearls. It was on my wish list and my daughter found it. Oh, that sounds lovely. Oh, no, we are going into load shedding in an hour and I have to get... Where'd she go? Have to get... She's gone. Where did that message go? No, it's gone. Okay, did the chat just jump and I didn't... Okay, we'll just carry on, shall we? If I can dye fabric, you can, Beth says. You go, girl. But by the way, what colour are you going to dye it? Well, I think it's like a teal greeny colour. I think. I don't know. The dye's over there that I ordered. But I think I ordered teal, navy, royal blue... those sorts of colours, and I think because obviously the idea is that I'll mute them down a little bit, I think by the time I've added them to water and whatever, yeah, I think it was like a greeny colour. I think that was my plan. It was going to go with like a greeny bluey colour. Teresa, what's a jumper? Sorry, is it a sweatshirt or joggers? A sweatshirt? What's a sweatshirt? English word for sweater. No, this is a jumper. What do you call a jumper then? So, Teresa, are you going to record the dyeing process with no editing? Stacey, there will be some editing because otherwise it won't be a family-friendly channel. Because it'll be like, when it goes wrong. Yes, well, I'll try to do it without editing anything, but that might be a little bit more tricky. It has been big jumpers all week, freezing here. Sweater is another word for jumper. See, now I beg to differ, Louisa. I always considered a sweater was a bit like a hoodie, like a sweater. You know, like the ones that you wear with your jog pants. So what would you call that then? See, Wendy's saying sweater equals jumper. A jumper is a one piece that is top and bottom. No, not here it's not. We call a jumper a sweater in the US. You call a jumper a sweater. They've got to learn bad words from somewhere. Might as well be from Auntie Teresa. No, Auntie Teresa does not use bad words in public at all. Charlotte. Apart from when I'm around you, apparently. Hoodie is sweatshirt with a hood. Okay, right, so we got to get to the bottom of this because, yeah, you need to explain this to me so I don't make this mistake because it gets quite funny when you start doing this. Right, so if this is woolly, right, so it's wool. It's a wool jumper. Yeah? So it's been knitted or it's a jumper. When we're talking a sweater, it is, you know, like when you get the jog pants that are in that fabric material, that to me is a sweater because it's a sweater it's not knitted. So US sweater is a knitted shirt. We need conversion charts for words. Oh dear. AKA wool sweater. So do you have like sweaters and then wool sweaters? Is that how it goes? Jumpers are knitted tops. Looks knitted, so US will call it a sweater. That's a sweatshirt or a hoodie. Short and t-shirt in New Zealand. So sweater equals sweatshirt. All right, Brenda, so let me check then. So what would you call sweatshirt goes with, right, so sweaters are knitted. Sweatshirts go with really? I'm confused. Oh, Anne. Thank you so much for the super chat. Much appreciated, my lovely. Did the alert go up? I didn't see an alert come up on the screen. Did anyone see an alert? What happened to my alerts? Are my alerts not working? Please tell me my alerts are working. Oh, there it is. Yay! The alert is working. Can we get some love in the chat for that lovely super chat? Much appreciated, my lovely. It's a wool sweater in Connecticut. Teresa, I class a jumper that's made from wool, a top with long sleeves. North Island Stitcher, if the swear word comes out, oops, they come out, it's funny. No, that's not funny. Right, okay, so I'm pretty sure that I just learned drunk. I'm not saying that word. This sweater conversation is confusing. Yeah, so let me just make sure I've got to the bottom of this. So jumper, i.e. knitted jumper, she says. Hold on. So knitted jumper equals sweater. Sweatshirt, however, is the equivalent of what comes with a set of jog pants. Is that right? A sweater is US terms for UK jumper. Right, okay. So a sweater is definitely the knitted version. But now I need to know what is the one that isn't knitted. So you know when you go and get like a tracksuit? I don't know if you call them a tracksuit. Do you call them tracksuits? What do you call those? You know where you can buy like the jersey, well they feel like jersey tracksuits or trackers or... And then it's got like a pullover top that goes with it. See, we all call one piece a jumpsuit. Yeah, a one piece is a jumpsuit. But a tracksuit is Okay, so it's a sweatshirt. So, all right. So a sweater is knitted and a sweatshirt is the one that you wear. So sweatshirt and sweatpants in the US. So tracksuit equals sweatshirt and sweatpants. Tracky sweatshirts. Linda just nailed it. Well, what's a cardigan then? Do you call them cardigans? Cardigan is a dressy sweater. No, cardigan is one that has buttons on it, that does up at the front. So it's one of these, but with buttons on it. So Rachel said cardigan is a button-up sweater. A cardigan is life, says Charlotte. Do you know what? I don't ever think that I haven't seen Charlotte in a cardigan. I like my big fluffy cardigan. Bet none of us thought this was the conversation we were going to have tonight. And I haven't had any Baileys yet. The Baileys hasn't even arrived. Right, okay, what was I doing? I was supposed to be stitching, wasn't I? Didn't I say I was going over there? What was I going over there for? See what I mean? I am really ditzy. Not just this evening, but just in general. What was my reasoning or rationale for wanting to go over there? Other than to get away from the sweater and the sweatshirt situation. Cardigan is the same. Seriously, need a UK and a US conversion. Yes, we do. I think we do. A cardigan is a jumper with a button up the front. So sweatshirt or hoodie, if it has a head covering, cardigan has buttons. Wonder why she was calling her pink shirt a jumper. I was like, where is the rest of it? Too funny. Do you know what? This is like by far the funniest stream I've done. And I've done a whole total of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stitches. And I've barely stitched on anything. Oh. Will you be stitching tonight? Well, I'm trying. You keep making me laugh. What's a cardigan without buttons called then? Oh, Sylvia, I don't know whether there's a cardigan without buttons. Maybe it's... Well, it can't be a shawl. Because a shawl is a shawl. I think we all agree on that one. 1, 2, 3. Do you know what? This is probably the worst project to stitch on whilst trying to chat with you, because you just know this could just turn into a massively huge hot mess, right? What's a cardigan? Right, hold up. Good morning from Australia, where it's definitely not jumper or wind cheater weather. Do we have to keep adding new apparel words because we all get a bit confused over what we're talking about? You went over there for scissors, but you got them. Oh, you're right. I did, didn't I? Oh dear. So sweater is a knitted top. Sweatshirt is like a hoodie. Cardigan has buttons. Well, that's in New Zealand anyway. There we go. That clarified it. Silver Stitches says, I've done 10 more stitches than her. Well, what have you been doing then? Sitting there falling about laughing with me, I hope. Because, yeah. This is just turning into a really funny and very jolly stream with my friends. You can have a cardigan without a zipper. Cardigan without buttons is a wrap. Oh. Cardigan in the sweater or jumper. Oh, hello. Oh, look, ladies and gents. The Bailey's arrival. It's here. Like I needed that. I've been laughing my head off since we started this stream. I'm knitting, can't knit and type. As an English teacher, I'm enjoying the sweater discussion a lot. I bet you didn't think we would be talking about sweaters and jumpers and hoodies and sweatshirts, did you? Because I guarantee you that was not where I thought that this conversation was going to go this evening. A shell suit is a nylon tracksuit that rustles when you walk and was very popular in the 1980s. At Penny, I raved in my white Nike shell suit, thank you. I rocked it with the biggest pair of tongued trainers you've ever seen in your life. They used to just flop around on my feet. It was most unattractive, but I thought I was the bee's knees. I thought I looked so trendy. So trendy. Now it's horrifying. I see pictures of me in my shell suit with my over-back combed hair that sort of went like a peacock around here and was just like, really? Did I really do that? So Tori says she's just checked Pattern Keeper. I've done 23 stitches. Oh, I forgot to check that. No, I've done 11. Hang on, 11 stitched today. Yeah, 11. I'm working on it. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, I'm trying. I was never allowed a tracksuit. Silver stitches, why not? Did your mum and dad not like it? Lisa says, I wondered what a shell suit was. I've wrapped 8 gifts since this stream began. Do you want to come and wrap mine for me as well then? That would be super, super helpful if you could. Oh, hold on. Let's just make sure we're doing this right. Can't afford to go wrong. Cannot afford to go wrong here. Loved a shell suit back then. Oh, we need to see those photos. No, you don't. That's yeah. 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 I mean, I was born... Well, you must know how old I am. So I was born in the 70s. So my entire sort of adolescent life was the 80s, and I'm sure I was born in the wrong era. And given that I used to run for the Thurrock Harriers, I basically spent my entire life in a shell suit because I was always out training and running, and so it was always trainers and Nike and Reebok tracksuits and shell suits. That was like the best thing ever. So because all the time it was in fashion, it was even better because I could go off out to training 3 or 4 nights a week and I looked like I was on trend, on point. It wasn't. It was just that I was going training. but yeah, they were the days back in my youth. And now I look back and I'm like, God, I can barely do a yoga pose now. Right, 1. Look, I'm destined to get a square sorted out here. I'm not saying we're going to get 100 stitches because I think that's pushing it. 1, 2, 3. And look, now I'm not looking at the chat. So talk amongst yourselves for a minute. Because I can't do 2 things at once. I've come to the conclusion I need to stick with easier charts. This is so much harder to try and do. And watch the chat. We need to... So Luna Bunny has done 70 stitches. I think you might be winning, definitely. Because I've definitely not done that many. I had a pink Reebok shell suit. My kids were horrified at those pictures. I had a white one. Mine was white. I never do any stitching whilst watching Teresa. Chat distracts me too much. Really? Oh dear. If it distracts you, can you imagine what it's like for me? And I'm supposed to actually sit here and do the stitching, remember? That's like part of why I'm here. She says. Famous last words. So, a shell suit was so comfortable to wear. What did you do to your back? Are you doing one over? So no, so on this one I'm stitching 2 strands over one on, and it's 10th stitch, so it's half cross. So I'm not doing the full cross, it would take too long. So I'm doing just the half cross. Oh, that wasn't right, was it? See what happens when I'm not paying enough attention. Michelle said, I did 483 stitches today and my arm needs a break. Well, I can't exactly say my arm needs a break because it's only just started doing something, so. Okay, so let me just get, all right, that one. There you go, 36 stitches I've done. So what did I do to my back? So my back, I didn't do anything actually. I don't actually know, well, I don't think anyone really knows what happened. It just, I somehow managed to get a disc bulge on my L3 and then an annular tear. So the tear is repairing. But the more I sit down and the less movement I do, the worse it seems to be. But it's still very much a healing process. Penny says my ex-husband had a grey Kappa shell suit. He looked the bee's knees. Oh, they were the days. I'm still sure I was born in the wrong era because, yeah, I love all the big dresses and the, I don't know, even like the 50s. I loved the 50s look. 60s, but yeah, I loved all that, all that sort of stuff. But well, for me, it was jeans, flares, shell suits, permed hair. Oh dear, yeah, not good days. I'm definitely glad that the fashion of today is. Although, don't you find that all the fashion keeps coming back? So I've got flares that I used to have when I was in my early 20s. And all of a sudden, flares came back in and I put them back on. And I was like, yeah, rocking that look. Although, just recently, I seem to have poked out a little bit. So I'm not sure I could fit in them now. So I guess the big question, people. So since as we're all sort of, you know, preparing ourselves for our stitching and for our new year, new start. How many of you are starting on the 1st? Because I was just thinking about it. We need to, I'll need to post up that the live streams, when the live stream's going to happen. Because I think the live stream is on New Year's Day, isn't it? Because that's a Sunday. Let me check. Let me check and consult with my dates. Yeah. So New Year's Day is a Sunday. Because obviously we won't be having a live stream next week because next week is Christmas. So this is our pre-Christmas Christmas live stream. I think we should all cheers to each other for happy holidays, don't you? So Mad Morty, she's rolling on the 1st. Rhonda, I'm starting on the 1st. Dawn, I'm ready. Brenda, I plan to start New Year's Day. Kerry, I'm starting on the 1st. Silver Stitches, I hope to start on the 1st, but it may be the 8th that I have to start. Aussie Stitcher, I'm travelling. I won't be able to start until around the 15th. Not a problem, my lovely. I hope you're going to have fun while going and doing some travelling. That's a good way to bring the new year in. I am if the floss gets here in time. Teresa, I should have been born in the 40s or the 50s. I've got to order mine in. Not a problem. North Island Stitcher, I'm still to dye my fabric. That's okay. That's you and me both. And Anne says I'm starting on the 1st. The last Teresa live stream for 2020. Do you know what? I hadn't even thought of that. Wow. Wow. The last live stream of 2022. It's going to be 2023 when we do the next live. Wow. Doesn't time fly when you're having fun, huh? I'm starting Bliss Fairy Mirabilia on the 1st for the sale. I'm waiting for the fabric, hopefully starting on the 1st. Karen will be there on the 1st. Yay, Karen. I'm still waiting on the pattern from Sparkly's. Can someone share where to get the pattern? Depends on where you are. Which location do you reside in? Are you a UK person, a US, a Canadian, a European? Where are you from? And then we can tell you where would be best to order. Especially given that it's the week before Christmas. Brenda said, I so enjoy our stitchy time. Must get ready to go out for family holiday dinner. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Brenda. I look forward to seeing you in 2023 or on the 1st of the month for the sale if you're there. So if in the US, 123 Stitch now has it in. Okay. Hubby got me Bellatrix all kitted for Christmas from 123 Stitch, but it's got lost in the post, so not looking like I can start with you. Oh, Abby, not a problem, my love. It will turn up. And you can start then. There are a lot of people that are not actually starting it on the 1st because they're either travelling or they're busy. It is, it's New Year's Day. Not everyone wants to sit indoors and do stitching on New Year's Day. I can't think of anything better, personally. I think the only other thing that I am definitely doing on the 1st of the month is removing all of my Christmas decorations pronto. The 1st of the month, the Christmas decorations are coming down, and yeah, I can leave the girls to romp around the house in the fairly peaceful state of mind that, we won't require a vet. I'm not likely to come home to anything that's too adverse. The worst they can do is maybe chew on the arm of a chair, which is metal, so I'd like to see them try that. I've got 5 new starts planned for New Year, but not for the sale. Well, 5 new starts. As long as you've got your starts in and you're at the ready, that's all that counts. Is it possible to get a digital chart of Bella Filipina? I've never done one of them before. You could just do what I do. The best thing about the Bella Filipina charts is they come printed on A4 paper. So you can stick them in the scanner and then just use something like GoodNotes, which is what I do. And then just scan them in and run off of my iPad on GoodNotes so that I can mark it off on there. They have resent it, so fingers crossed that one will come. Well, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed it arrives. Christmas decorations stay up here till 6th of January in my house. I would love mine to stay up till the 6th of January, but the problem is given that I work in London, that's early mornings, that's late nights. Normally by the 2nd of January, we're all looking at going back to work. So I do normally take my Christmas decorations down by then anyway, but then I always have mine up early. So unlike others who get their decorations up sometime in December, we normally have our Christmas tree and our decorations up in November. So yeah, so I feel like I'm decorated. The decorations have been up long enough when they've been up since November. So yeah, I'm all right with them going to bed on the 1st. And given that I'm having to keep such a close eye on the girls because of them. Font colour is much better. We can see everyone's comments and who they're from. So I was going to say, is the chat easier? Is the chat easier on the screen like this? I don't watch that chat on the screen. I look at the chat over here. So I think that's probably why. But it hasn't been doing that weird rolling thing, has it? Where it sort of, you know, it sort of stays stationary and then all of a sudden it just sort of jumps up. No pets here, just a grandbaby I need to watch. Yeah, pets are like little Houdinis. You sort of turn around and they're gone, like just like that. Stop scratching at the door. It's okay. There's talking of the little treasures. The little treasures are on it. I just heard Darren shouting at them. So the chat is a lot easier. Good. As long as it's more helpful. That means more people will be more happy. Right, let me see if I can work out where I am. Okay, so we've already stitched that one. Oh, I do love it when this works. She says. Okay, where are we at? See, this is the problem with this, because I can't concentrate and talk all at the same time. Which pattern are you doing for the sale? So I'm doing the Magwayan chart by Bella Filipina. I must admit though, the more I look at that new, what is it? Berry Holly. The new one. I keep being, wooed. It's wooing me. Seriously wooing me. But I'm going to show restraint. I am not doing it. I refuse, she says. Oh. 1, 2. So, given that I've been thinking about my plans, I've made the decision that I think that I want to try and give myself, I want to focus on, you know, when you're sort of sitting there thinking, I want to do some focusing. I do want to do some focusing. You could do 2, Teresa. No, we're not doing 2. I've got more than enough with the ones that I've got. I mean, the one that I've got outside that I've just pulled out ready to start stitching on is the Maiden of Tubatahar or whatever it's called. I can't say it. Someone's going to have to come and whisper it in my ear. There goes Teresa. She found another rabbit hole. I do hope that that's not the case. It just means that I'll just need to stitch more to get something finished to be able to start something new. But that said, yeah, I'm thinking more about my plans for 2023. Hollyberry is beautiful. My problem with it, it's for Christmas, so she will be hung only 6 weeks a year on the wall. Yeah. But the rest of the time she could, you know, she could hang out in a room that's not used as much. I'm starting Princess. Had it all kitted for birthday start this week, but delayed to make it part of the sale. It's my first memorabilia. Yay! Oh, it's going to be so much fun. Especially seeing all the pictures and seeing what everyone's stitching. Because, yeah. I'm loving the fact that so many people are in on this. It just, yeah. There's a lot of people that are in on the, well, a lot of people keep calling it the fancy lady sale. Have you noticed that? I'm like, no, it's not that one, because otherwise I think people are going to get confused. They're going to think that there's two. They're going to think that they're like two different sales. Do you know what? I can hear my husband shouting at the girls. She's obviously doing something she shouldn't be doing, and hubby's obviously not doing anything to resolve the problem apart from going, oi, oi. Oh dear. Who knows what I'm going to go out there to. Alright, hold on, let me, come here. Come here, little thread. There we go. When I show you the chart, I didn't see all this happening. Charlotte, neither did I. I had no idea this was going to happen. But it has happened now, and we're in it. And we're doing it. So it's just going to be, a new thing. So Charlotte's going to sort out the Facebook group. So how do we communicate that out? Charlotte, what are we going to call this Facebook group so that people know what to go and look for? And when are you going to have it at the ready? Because I've got no way of communicating it apart from on YouTube community, which I could do, but then does everyone see the YouTube community posts when I do them? Not that I do them that regularly, to be honest. The Teresa Made Me Do It group. The Teresa Made Me Do It group. Are we really going to call it that? Come on, it needs to be something more catchy than the Teresa Made Me Do It group. Please, people. Oh dear. Silver Stitchy says Teresa Made Me group. Teresa Made Me group? Now that makes you sound like fluffy bears that I've put together. Never heard of the YouTube community. Okay, right. So I can't post it on there. So we need to think about what we're going to call it. Because people need to go find it. Down the rabbit hole bunch. The fancy everything group. Oh dear. I don't see YouTube community posts, but either IG or Facebook works. Sure, that's catchy. Teresa's Ladies or Gents. The Little Stitchers group. Sorry Not Sorry group. Teresa's Fancy group. Teresa's Fault group. I quite like... Where's that one that just got set? Hold up, where are we? What about Down the Rabbit Hole bunch? Of Down the Rabbit Hole group? Teresa's Rabbit Hole group. Do we have to put my name on it? Can't we call it, look, the Teresa Enabler group? The Rabbit Hole group. Yeah, see, what about the Rabbit Hole group? Because that way it's like... Teresa Little Neighbour group. Enablers. I like Teresa's Rabbit Hole. Really? Stitch extraordinaire. No, you're just pushing it, people. Come on. Teresa's stepping in it group. I like the Teresa made me do it group, and we can see how often we are enabled. I like down the rabbit hole group. Teresa, you pick. Oh no, not this again. This is hard. All right. Do you know what? For simplicity only, I think it makes sense that we call it the Teresa Made Me Do It group, because the Sal is Teresa Made Me Do It Sal. Do we agree? I like the Teresa Down the Rabbit Hole groups. I like the Teresa Down the Rabbit Hole group, but then I think people are going to get a bit confused as to what Facebook group belongs to this, like to the Sal, if you see what I mean. Just keep it Teresa Made Me Do It, Sal. I'm still waiting, as she hasn't got treasures and special threads yet, but she has posted the charts signed next day, but I haven't got it yet. Hubby said Teresa made me do it, my lord. I agree. There's a floss there is a floss tuber called Wolf Down the Rabbit Hole. Good point. Match the Sal name. Yeah, I think we should keep with the Sal name. The only reason I say that is because there is a lot of people that don't watch these live streams that are on Flosstube that watch the other videos, and because I'm really not that good at sort of chatting anything on social media, the likelihoods are that if we call it something else, it's not gonna. I think we're gonna struggle to be able to explain to people why it's been called something else. So I think it makes more sense that we call it the Teresa Made Me Do It group, because that way, if I ever enable you with anything, then you can just share it anyway, regardless of whether it's to do with this Sal or not. And I quite like the idea of the fact that anyone that knows about the Teresa Made Me Do It Sal, the chances are if they put in Teresa Made Me Do It, the group will come up. Do we agree, Charlotte? I just think it makes it easier for all concerned, but more so for those that don't join these live streams. I mean, yeah, I know we sit here and talk about it and discuss it, but I don't, unless I then go and post it all over Facebook, all over Instagram. I think people are gonna, they wouldn't know what to connect on Facebook, whereas if we keep the names the same, it's gonna be really easy for people to work it out. So Charlotte said she can work out how to get the group up tonight once the kids go into bed. Perfect. That's wonderful. Do you want to make myself and you admin for now, Charlotte? Teresa made me go down the rabbit hole. Silver Stitches, I think you said that you wanted to be admin, didn't you? Are you a Facebook? Are you a Facebook person? Do you do lots and lots of Facebook? I agree. Make it easy for everyone. I think that's easier because that way everyone can just go and type in Teresa made me do it and it'll come up. So Silver Stitches said I did and Mad Morty. Okay, so we've got enough people that could look after it, because I don't want to. The problem is because I know I'm so useless on Facebook, you know, and I know I'm useless on Facebook. What did she say? I'm on Facebook all the time because I'm so useless on Facebook. It's not that I don't know how to use it. I just don't go on there. So I think because of that, it's like I don't think it's fair that I should just leave Charlotte to man the Facebook. So I'm going to need a few of you that are happy to help control the group. Control it. just basically make sure that it's, yeah, because I don't want anything that's got my name against it that's going to make it so that, you know, it needs to stay friendly. It needs to stay friendly, polite. We don't do bad. We only do nice. If anyone appears to be being disrespectful or unnice to anybody else, then yeah, a quiet word in someone's ear is needed at that point, because it's all about people feeling comfortable, people feeling included, people sharing what it is that we share without having to worry about any sort of comments. Yeah. See, that's the only reason that it always worries me about the things like Facebook. Because, yeah, I would hate for anyone to feel uncomfortable or a comment be made to someone from someone else, and, you know, the Facebook group is owned by, say, me, or it's in some way connected to me, and people are sitting there thinking, well, that they allowed, yeah, no nastiness, no naughtiness. I don't like that sort of thing. I'd be the first one that would be, you know, checking out of the account. I'd be like, nope, don't want to go on there. Because that's not what it's about. In fact, nothing to do with our stitching should ever be about that. Sometimes, like, you know, when you sort of, there's been a few, like, not dramas, but there's been a few things that have happened on some of these groups, and, you know, it all starts to get a bit controversial, or, you know, people sort of, you know, post where they feel that they're quite justified, and it's like, you know, if someone's done something, you don't necessarily need to make a complete statement at them, but something does need to happen. And normally I'm like, quieten that noise down, because, yeah, please make it private and we join by answering questions. Make it a closed group. Some of the groups I'm in are private. I can help as well if you need more. Will you make it a public group or a private group to keep the spammers out? I don't know. I'm gonna leave control of, you know, the group. I mean, Charlotte's gonna create it for me, and then if we agree on a few moderators and admins, then they can make sure that everything stays friendly, civilized, and above board. I think, and I don't know. I don't know enough about the difference between a private and a public. One question could be, what is Teresa's New Year start? One question could be, what is Teresa's New Year start? Yeah, Teresa, I can always do an MD as well. Thank you, Emma. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna let Charlotte's pretty good with Facebook, aren't you, Charlotte? You're like a Facebook guru, so I'm gonna let Charlotte set it up. So I think if Charlotte thinks that it needs to be a private group, then we'll go down the private route. Of course, you lot all know the answers to most questions that are anything to do with me or anything that we've talked about on this stream. So, yeah. But the problem with that is, obviously, anyone that wants to join the group that doesn't come to these lives won't necessarily know answers to certain questions, will they? But yeah, I wouldn't consider them to be spammers, if you see my point. So yeah. Charlotte, we'll have to decide. I will make it a group where you can only join if approved. Yeah, I think that might be a good idea. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Because it does worry me that, you know, because I don't want it to feel cliquey. I don't want it to feel like the only people that can go to the Facebook group are the people that have been on the live stream. Because there are lots of people that are part of the Teresa made me do it sale, or that have said that they're doing it, that I don't ever see on this live stream. And I would hate to think that they don't feel that they're being included in the Facebook group if that's what they would like. So yeah, as long as it's transparent, all above board and all lovely and friendly, then I'm all down with it. Look, people, we've done 100 stitches. Did you see that? So you blinked and it was all over. You didn't you didn't even know it happened. Is it 100 stitches? It is 100 stitches, isn't it? Hold on, I'm just marking off here. Yay! Oh, I feel totally accomplished now. Can I put my needle down now and not do any more stitching? I'm like, phew, that was hard. I finally made it to a live late. Cross Stitch Bunny, hello my love, how are you? You know, you're just joining the live and I'm just about to say, let's call it a wrap up, people, because it's nearly 9 o'clock. I mean, admittedly, I didn't join until late. Do you know what? I'm going to stop stitching now. Is that allowed? Great job on the stitch. I think we did all right. Consider we got off to a very slow start, didn't we? We did get off to a slow start, but we sped up towards the end. Although I was rambling, wasn't I? So it was quite a rambly sort of session. Okay, right. Let me flip the screen over. Let's move this out of the way. And I can just sit and chat for a little while with you, so I don't just disappear. Oh, let me move this out of the way as well. So, wow, productive. Great stitching. Will you still share on this live stream for me, as I seem to be only one not joining? Not joining in. Donna Marie, why are you not joining in the cell? We need to find out. Hubby is not into the fancy ladies. He said he can only do his all dogs go to heaven hate, please, instead. Lynn, Donna Marie, anyone can stitch on whatever they want to. The only thing that I would say is, obviously, please bear in mind that on the actual hashtag, most people that will be posting pictures, their pictures will be fancy ladies, fancy men, sort of the mirabilias, those sorts of things. That's not to say that you can't just join in and stitch something else. You know, there's no real hard and fast rules. Yes, okay, I know we gave it a category. And ideally, for those that wanted that category, that's what it's for. But if it's not your bag and you really don't do that category, I'm not going to sit here and say, well, no, you can't join our cell, because that's just being petty. Of course you can join the cell. Not a problem at all. This is my first time on the chat. This was fun. Good, Lisa. I am so pleased you've enjoyed yourself. Deborah, can I ask about your chatelaine? Why did you choose a dark blue when there is so much blue in it? It looks great like that, and I want to do it like yours. One of the reasons was that although it had a lot of blue in it, providing I didn't use a blue that clashed with the blue, there's a lot of other colours on it that actually, by taking it blue, made the other colours pop. There was no other colours that I could add to it or have as fabric that either didn't drown out another colour and that were too clashy. So when you're looking at the fabric choices for Evening in the Park, you do need to look at the threads, because if you've only got a small amount of something, that's fine. But then, so it's a bit like the swans. You have to pick which parts of the design you really want to sort of have standing out. So for me, the gates and the swans was the real deal breaker for me to make sure that it stood out. The only way to get it to stand out was to have it on something darker. The minute you took the fabric slightly lighter and sort of went with a different colour, the swans and everything else got washed out, but some of the other blue stuff sort of popped outwards, if you get my point. But the blue didn't clash, so that I made sure that the blue was a complementary blue without making it so that all the blue disappears, but allows for the bits that aren't blue, that were in like the lighter colours, to sort of stand out. That was the reason, that was the method around the madness of why I went for that fabric. Kel stitches, I'm not joining in either. That's fine, Jodie. I'm not joining in because I have to finish my cardinals first. That is a gift for family members. Not a problem. I would like to join, but actually I'm not very techie and not sure what I have to do. There isn't anything to do. You just stitch. You just stitch along with us. That's what it is. It's a stitch along. You don't have to post pictures if you don't want to. The only reason that we're setting up a Facebook group, and obviously we've got the hashtags and the Teresa made me do it so, is for people that like to post their pictures either on Instagram or Facebook. But there is absolutely nothing to say that you have to do that. It just means that if you go on Facebook or you go on Instagram or you go on YouTube and you put the hashtag in, people that are either doing it or taking pictures or posting it on social media, you'll see what they're stitching and what their progress is. There's absolutely nothing techie about it, because I only have full coverage. Donna Marie, you can do a full coverage, my love. If you're already doing a full coverage, you can just stitch along with us. I'm doing Winter White Santa because I love him. He is a fancy man, even with the beard. He's a very fancy man. It's been a bit disappointing, 2 hours for only 100 stitches. Is it been a bit disappointed for you, or a bit? It's not been disappointing for me. It's still 100 stitches more than I would have done. It is 4 p.m. my time here in North Indiana. It is, yeah. It's gone 9 o'clock here. Rhonda, we are inclusive, not exclusive. Totally. Very much so. I have 3 wicks and they're all females, just not the mirrors and the bellas. Donna, that's fine. Pick one. Pick a lady or a man and stitch along. Speaking of chatelaines, do you have plans to start your Sleeping Beauty castle at any time soon? Not anytime soon, I don't think. Not until Evening in the Park is done. Evening in the Park has to be done. Night night, Emma. Have a good one. Enjoy the haircutting. Picking up on the stitching after 2 weeks of being sick, discovered I have stitched 750 stitches in the wrong square. I was 1 row off. I'm heartbroken. Oh, Jeanette, I feel your pain. I feel your pain, and I'm sure that there are many others on this stream that have also felt the exact same pain. It's, yeah. It's never good when we end up having to frog. When the frog comes and visits. I hope I sent a friend request to the right Charlotte. I wasn't here in the beginning. I hope your back has improved. Yes, massively. Thank you. It is 1,000,000 times better than what it was. Can you get good notes on Android? No. You can get Exodo on Android, but Good Notes is like a Apple product thing. Anyone checked how many subscribers Love to Boogie, Love to Stitch channel is up to now? No, but I am going to go and see. She's probably wondering what's going on. Happy holidays, everyone. It is a really great Christmas present. Seeing Teresa's 100 X's in a live stream. I know. I feel totally achieved now. She has 363 now. Yay. Good, good. That's what I like to see. We're sharing the love around. And she needed it. I was so impressed with what I was sitting there watching and looking at all the charts that she was sewing. I was like, oh. You know, and she was talking about Mania, Christmas in July, this 24 thing. So I don't know if it's... And then she said, oh, so that was the other thing. So she had 2 whip go boards. One was... What was it? She had 2 whip go boards, not one. And one was one thing and one was another thing. And I was like, that's such a great idea, because I hadn't even thought about that. I hadn't even thought that you could have 2. And I think like one's for smalls, I think, and one was for bigger ones, or something around that lines. Yeah, you'd need to go and watch the video. But yeah, I sat there and was just like. So Tina says, I've done 200 stitches, so I'm very pleased with myself and had a great laugh whilst doing it. Good stuff. As long as you have joined this stream and thoroughly enjoyed yourself and had a good laugh, because that is what it's all about. I don't really like anything getting too serious, apart from when we're talking about fancy men, of course, and controversial conversations, because we do love a little rabbit hole of controversial conversations, don't we? It's a thing. It's what we do. Thanks for good evening, Teresa. I managed to put in about 250 stitches in Dragon Heart. Happy holidays to everyone and see you on January 1st with my new start. Oh, Sandy, you lovely. 250 stitches. Yeah, you've beaten me. I think most people on this stream that were doing any type of stitching have beaten me. By my reckoning, it could be Sylvia. She was talking about 25/7. Where you stitch 25 minutes a day, 7 days a week. Yeah. She was talking about 25/7. Where you stitch 25 minutes a day. 25 minutes a day, 7 days a week. I think that was the one. I think it was 25/7 she called it. 20, yeah. Which is why I was a little confused. I'm like, what's the 25/7 then? You know, and it's like, have you ever done that? You've gone onto YouTube and you're watching someone's video, and then they start saying code, or they say people's names. They say people's names, and they're like, oh yeah, well, you know, on Jeanette's videos, and I'm like, who's Jeanette? And you know, and it's like, well, how am I going to find Jeanette? Who is Jeanette? I need to find who Jeanette is. Oh dear. No, I don't have a floss tube. Sylvia, are you sure you don't have a floss tube? Are you sure you're not her? Sorry, when will the sale start? I want to get my first Mirabilia ready. So the intuitive stitcher, the plan is it will be on, so obviously it's Christmas Day next Sunday, so there's no live stream next Sunday. The Sunday after is New Year's Day. So New Year's Day, I'm starting a stream at 7 o'clock my time, same as this one, where we will start the sale. But that said, not everybody is ready on the 1st for whatever reason. It could be that you haven't got all the bits in yet, or you haven't finished another project first, or you're not quite ready, or whatever reason. So for those that don't want to actually start it on the 1st, that's fine. Those that do want to kick off and start with the new Magwayan or a new chart of their choice, they're all going to start theirs on the 1st. And then for those that want to join as the sale goes along, that is totally fine. And like I say, it looks like Charlotte is going to set up the Facebook group. We're going to call it the Teresa Made Me Do It group, so that way everything, so if you go on Facebook and you look it up, you'll find it. You'll need to answer some questions to get in, I think, and that's about it. Yeah, and then we can start posting. So then you've got the hashtags you can put on Instagram. You've got the group on Facebook, so you can go on there and share your pictures, but you don't have to. No one has to do anything. You don't have to post anything. You can join the sale and look at what everyone else is doing and join these streams, and you know, but it doesn't necessarily mean you have to post anything if you're not comfortable with that. Because I get that a lot of people don't do social media and they don't want to post stuff, and I get that. Once the kid is asleep, but she has just announced she's ate a tube of icing sugar. God help me. Oh no. No one wants their kid eating icing sugar. Not at this time, and not when it's bedtime anyway. So Luna Bunny said, I think I might actually do Unicorn and the Princess by Stony Creek Collections for the sale. It will fit on the dusty rose fabric I have in stash. Sounds great, sweetheart. Whatever you like. Which sale are you starting on January 1st? So January 1st is the Teresa Made Me Do It sale. That is the only sale. It's the Fancy Lady, Fancy Man. The one that I'm doing is the Magwayan chart. I'm going to have to show a picture again, aren't I? Where is it? Magwayan. don't think I can find it. Hold up. Okay. So that's the one I'm starting. There's a number of us that are starting on that same chart, but that's not to say that you can't use a different chart. That's just the chart that I'm using. So there we go. So that is the chart that I'm using. There's quite a few that are, but like I say, it doesn't have to be that chart. It can be any chart you like. Just a fancy someone. I have looked at Evening in the Park 100 times and want to start it so many times. It's the expense that's holding me back. I get that. It is expensive, but the one thing you've got to remember with the chatelaines versus maybe some of the others is some of the others you can whiz up fairly quickly. When you order a chatelaine and you're spending that sort of money, you know, there's a whole lot of stitching in that. A lot more than you ever anticipate. So if you broke it out across how much it cost you per day to stitch on it, and then look at how many days that it actually took you to stitch on it, it's quite cost effective. You know, when they sit there and say, oh, it's 6p to sit at home with your feet up or something, you know, it's that sort of thing. I had noticed that it's got beads and I have not worked with beads. Don't be frightened of beads. You know, it's no different to anything else. Just because you haven't done it once already doesn't mean you can't do it. And there are lots and lots of YouTube tutorials on how to do beading. You know, there are lots. I mean, Jessie Marie does one. I did one. There's various other people that do the beading. You know, how to bead mirrors, how to bead chatelaines, how to bead in general. Yeah. The world is your oyster. There is so much knowledge out there on Flosstube that there really isn't anything that anyone can't turn their hand to. You just need to go and have a little look at how other people do it to sort of understand how you do it and the best way to do it. And yeah, you'll be flying along without even knowing it. Okie dokie. Right, it is coming up 9:15, so I think I'm going to call it. The Baileys is going down lovely now. That said, I've got to be up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I am working from home tomorrow, but it's going to be a long day tomorrow because I want to be done tomorrow. I don't want to have to work on Tuesday as well because I've got plans for Tuesday. What can I say other than you've all been glorious as you always are. I thoroughly enjoy myself on my live streams, and it's only because of the chat and it is only because of you that it makes it such a joy. I've even managed to get 100 stitches on a full coverage. Yay me. Go me. Now, for those that celebrate Christmas, I wish you a very Merry Christmas and a jolly Happy New Year, she says, whilst jingling her bells at you. For those that don't celebrate Christmas, you know, I hope you enjoy the break. I hope you get to put your feet up. And I will see you all again. For those that are not travelling or doing something else on their New Year's Day, I will see you on New Year's Day for the January Teresa Made Me Do It sale, where I will be starting the Magwayan. Fingers crossed, you'll get to see my new fabric that I've dyed myself. She says. I've probably just jinxed it now. But yeah, no. Thank you all so much for making this channel what it is. And I thank you all for a fabulous 2022. I never thought in a million years that I would be enjoying my live streams as much as I am, and that's all credit to you. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, get lots of stitching, and I will see you all very, very soon on the 1st of January. So have a good one all. Bye bye for now.